I'm Zach, and we're here with the women from the Bowen Center. So we're just hoping to get some information from you guys and your expertise as far as what mental health care is, kind of an intro to let everybody know and become a little more familiar with mental health care generally, and then how you go about pursuing it and what kind of that's like. So I guess the first question would be kind of, what is mental health care? How would you define mental health care?
We would define mental health care as the pursuit of improving your mental health and overall well-being. You can do this through seeking treatment at a local community mental health center. And this is done through the diagnosing of mental health issues and then participating in the recommended treatment, such as therapy, skills education, medication management.
And is that something that is only very specialized? Do you guys think this is something that everybody can benefit from, or is it kind of somewhere in between?
I think anyone can benefit from participating in services. Some of the reasons why some may seek treatment is, to improve your overall health and address any unmet substance use needs or mental health needs. Seeking treatment can help you improve behaviors, improve relationships, communication skills. Most people have experienced something traumatic or stressful, especially over the last year with COVID, and it's helpful to meet with a professional to obtain a new perspective.
And when you talk about the diagnosing, it's possible that a lot of people don't know the expertise that goes into it, or what really psychology is at this point in the 21st century. Is there any chance you guys could describe a little bit about that, how someone gets diagnosed?
What we do as clinicians, we'll meet with the person one-on-one, just really get to know them, establish a relationship, and we like to see, total health of everything that's going on, and make appropriate recommendations. So to make a diagnosis, we would need to know all different symptoms that they're having, but we also realize that that's not a person's label. We don't see the person as, oh, you're bipolar, oh, you have schizophrenia. No, we see the total person. They're not what their diagnosis is.
You get to experience the person themselves and what they're talking about.
Yeah, so it's very individualized. Everybody's unique, so we base it off of their unique strengths and their interests and how they want to grow as a person.
Awesome. They're kind of leading into that. What are some of the goals or benefits of mental health care?
Our goal for mental health care is to address any unmet mental health needs, and also to teach people skills that they can use to improve their daily life. Our goal as a service provider is to work ourselves out of a job. We want to give you guys enough empowerment and confidence in doing these skills on your own, so that later on down the line, if you see us walking out in the park or something, you can be like, hey, because of you, I did all of these things. Look at where I'm at now. And those type of benefits, they look different for everybody. As a service provider, we use a guided patient-centered treatment plan to identify those goals and what you guys would like to see as how to measure that progress. The progress and improvement looks different for everybody, so we try to individualize it specifically to you.
Well, it's an amazing thing to be able to work with somebody and see the tangible improvement, to see, their quality of life being that much better than what it was maybe when they came to seek services at the first point. It sounds kind of amazing.
Yeah, so we're able to track using different measures, because a lot of times patients on their own day-to-day, they might not see that they're making change, but we can say, hey, look how much you've improved in this area. Your number has really increased or decreased depending on which outcome measure we're using. So we're able to really encourage the person that they're making change. And a lot of times they can have that light bulb moment where they really see and learn more about themselves in the process.
So it sounds kind of both very individualized to the person, but also that there are scientific measures and expertise that goes into that process as well, that are measurement based. And
yes.
Kind of going along with that, what does improvement kind of look like? You guys have already kind of alluded to measures, outcomes, a scientific process. What does improvement kind of look like?
Some improvements we may see in a patient's life are being able to express their emotions appropriately improve the relationships or communication skills. Some patients are now able to identify triggers for their substance use and successfully avoid a relapse.
You see, I mean, is that kind of tangible improvement? I'm sure it varies from patient to patient.
Yeah, but there we see measurable progress.
So when we do therapy, we work with the whole treatment team, and we have different outcome measures that we use. And so it's really cool to see patients will get excited when we do that periodically, because they may not notice the change in themselves, but then we can show them, hey, look, you really improved in this score. Good job.
Yeah, like kind of if you're moving an inch a day, it's hard to tell, but after 6 months you look back and see how far. Mm-hmm. What would you all say is the importance of mental health care if it's not, as widely recognized as, or people are maybe not as aware of it as, say, going to your family physician? What's the importance of mental health care, especially now?
Well, I would say that we all have something in our lives that we may want to improve on. Nobody's perfect, and I think even doctors need doctors at some point. Therapists need therapists, So it really is just a way to find extra support in your life and a different perspective to make any sort of change that you want in your life.
Obviously, kind of self-introspection, kind of exploring areas of trauma or struggle seems like it could be kind of scary, probably for a lot of people. What are some challenges of mental health care in your guys' perspective?
There are so many people that are affected. And even with this, there's still a strong social stigma attached to mental illness. Some believe that mental illness means there's something wrong with them, they're crazy. It's not true. Everyone's experiences are different, and everyone processes things in different ways. Something that may seem scary to those who want to seek treatment is that they don't know what to expect. By doing research on local community mental health centers, you can educate yourself on what to expect from treatment.
Just kind of familiarizing yourself with what's available and what different clinicians do.
Yeah, educating yourself on what different mental health treatments there are available, what different mental health centers do specifically. It can prepare you to, maybe make the best decision for yourself.
I think some of the issue is that many people, they have a stigma for mental health because they don't know what they're walking into. And when you walk into a doctor's office, you don't know what the diagnosis is going to be. You're going in there not knowing what, for physical health, the diagnosis will be. So it's scary walking into that too. So treating the overall person and not just seeing it as mental health, but seeing it as overall total health.
Right.
Brings out another aspect of them understanding that it's not something scary to walk into.
Yeah. Well, if you do walk into a doctor's office and your arm's hurting, it's something to do with your arm. But if you're having, struggles, you don't know where they're coming from, you are going and, not knowing what result you're going to come out with, and that can be scary. So I think people just need to educate themselves, do the research, and just take the leap.
Yeah, that it does. Yeah, kind of said when it comes down to it, just kind of taking a leap of faith and saying this is something I can improve my life, and
the more we reduce the stigma, the more likely people are going to just go, yeah, I'm going to do it, instead of putting it off, because they're scared of what other people may think, scared of maybe seeing somebody they know in the lobby, so they know that they're seeking treatment. There's just a lot of things related to the stigma, but it is getting better here in DeKalb. It is.
You all have ideas about how to reduce the stigma?
Getting the word out.
Yeah, it's awareness.
Getting people to know what services are, what treatment looks like. Then they tell somebody, and they tell somebody. It's word of mouth. If someone is really happy with the progress they're seeing, they're going to talk about it. They're going to want to celebrate. So they may be talking to that one person that was like, I want that for myself. And it's a little bit at a time. It's baby steps. But that's the best way is word of mouth, and having agencies get out in the community and, educate the community, the town, what we can offer.
Do you think this can have a communal effect beyond just an individual effect, therapy, or is it more kind of the individually focused?
Well, the treatment is individually focused, but I think as a whole, everyone can benefit from it, you know? Would you say?
Yeah, and I think also when parents will bring in their kids, they'll see this great progress, and then they'll be comfortable as well to say, hey, maybe I could talk to someone and get benefit from this. So in that way, it becomes a larger picture of helping the whole family.
Right. Expands kind of to the broader system and said, you know, see, oh, this, you know, if somebody's really thirsty and you see this person got a drink of water, they're doing quite a bit better. Maybe I should get some water. Maybe everyone's thirsty.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. The next session, we're going to try to talk a little bit more about how one starts this process, how you kind of get into that. So we'll look forward to looking at that in a little while.
Yeah. Thank you.